So welcome to another Rotary meeting of the Rotary Club of Livermore. And I realize that we'll probably have a smaller group today because of just everything that's happening in Washington, D.C. I thank you for taking your time today to join us. Perhaps our speaker will be able to take something out of meditation as we go forward, and just wish for calm and hope for calm, and calm heads prevail, and that our democracy continues to stand. So could I ask Steve Neff, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? If I'll ask everybody else to keep yourselves on mute and join Steve. So Steve, if you can unmute yourself.
Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, Steve. And so today our songsters are Stu Frazier and Alan Frank. So I'll let either Stu or Alan introduce the song.
Well, this is a song. This is a song that you probably all know the tune to, but my brother wrote some words to it that are, I think, very apropos for the situation. And so here goes. I'm going to play it for you.
I sleep until I'm hungry, I eat till I get sneaky, and so the days pass by. My isolation wrinkles and I can't see my ankles, no matter how I try. I sit to watch the telly and binge upon some deli, or eat a piece of pie. Patriotic duty calls me, and the quarantining calls me. I prefer not to die. If COVID's gone away, there's nothing more to say. Stay at home and try to live another day. Maybe a vaccine will come our way when Armageddon ends, and I can see my friends and hug them with a sigh. We'll all grow with relief, fix our joy with our grief, and our healing will be nigh. We'll all grow with relief, fix our joy with our grief, and our healing will be nigh.
Thank you very much, Alan and Stu. What a wonderful song, and very appropriate. So Kathy Streeter, I'd like to invite you to unmute yourself and share your thought for the day. Kathy, you're still muted.
Press your space bar.
You're muted.
There you go, Kathy. Great.
Okay, good. I wrote this a few days ago and I knew it was timely, but I didn't know it was so timely. On New Year's Eve, I drank a good riddance toast to 2020. I don't believe I'm alone in being glad to see it go either. 2020 has been a year of pandemic, of fractured population and leadership, and heartbreaking loss of life. So many of us have lost close friends and family members that we are tremendously saddened during a season that is meant for love, joy, togetherness, and celebration. But I made another toast on New Year's Eve. I made a toast to 2021. a toast of hope for an end to the pandemic and return to our united population, supporting and protecting our country. A country that stands for inclusiveness and working together to support the democracy our forefathers gave their lives for. A country that believes in honesty and compassion and embraces the standards that make us America. I believe in America, and so I welcome 2021 with confidence and a toast to us. The world is watching us. Some are rooting for us and some are hoping we falter. Now is a time to remember who we are. We are Americans. We are Rotarians. Happy New Year.
Here, here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kathy. Very, very poignant words, especially on today. Our Zoom host, as always, is Jeff Youngsma. Joel is our Spur reporter for the day. In addition to his singing, sharing his singing talents, Alan is doing our AV. Dawn will be publishing the Spur. Sheila is our Zoom greeter, and David is monitoring our chat monitor, or is our Zoom chat monitor today. So do we have any visiting Rotarians? I know we have one, Jill Durig. Jill, if you'd like to say hello.
Oh, I always love visiting the other Livermore Club. I get to see a lot of Carolyn and some of the other Livermore Rotarians when we get together on our Rotarian Foundation of Livermore to decide wonderful things for the community. So welcome to my brothers and sisters in the other club.
Thank you for joining us, Jill. And do we have anybody else, any other visiting Rotarians today? I'm not seeing any as I went through the list. And do we have any other visitors or guests today, other than our speaker? We'll do that introduction later.
Yes, I see a friend of mine, Rekha Somaseti. She joined us. I don't see her picture, but just see the name.
All right, welcome.
Yeah, there she is, Rekha. Yeah.
Rekha, welcome. Thank you for joining us today.
There are other guests, but I don't see anybody here.
Okay. And then next, so as you know, throughout my presidency this year, I've been sharing photos of Livermore, but I think also today I want to share with you, and I believe I shared that some of this back in July, but I think it's pertinent today as well, about one of the things that I really gained about walking all the streets in Livermore. Just as Kathy talked about her toast to 2021 and the toast to new beginnings and return for me to kind of civil discourse, I think as Rotarians, we know that one of our values is getting to know others and getting to know others around the world. For me, walking all of the streets in Livermore was my opportunity to really get to know my city and understand my city. And I think what is going to be needed from all of us is that we get to know each other's, what our hopes and dreams are, that we listen with 2 ears and talk with one mouth. And so if you haven't been, I've lived here for over 30 years. If you haven't explored beyond your neighborhood, I encourage you to do so. Walking the places where others walk is a wonderful way to get to know your city and our community. So I have 2 photos to share with you today. This is some, you've probably seen throughout town, we have a lot of bus stops that have art around them. This is an installation on, I guess it's West Las Positas at the corner close to Isabel, right in front of the Gillig bus factory. And so the next photo will show you that is actually celebrating the Livermore worker. So if you haven't had an opportunity to look at some of the Livermore's history and seen that particular art installation, which also works as a bus stop, I encourage you to go see that. And so Marianne, I would like you to invite you to unmute yourself and share your member talk with us.
Okay, am I unmuted now? Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to make it kind of short and sweet. I was born in Mobile, Alabama. I have one older brother and younger sister. My dad worked for the Louisville and Nashville Railroad, so we always traveled by train for vacation. Great sleeper cars and dining car food was amazing then. My mom was an entrepreneur. She had a children's clothing boutique that she managed and enjoyed until she passed away in her 70s. I was educated from kindergarten through 12th grade at Catholic schools. Upon graduating from high school, I received a scholarship to attend Tulane University in New Orleans, where my brother had received his law degree several years earlier. I met my future husband, Rudy, in the library in the second half of my freshman year. We got married in my senior year in Mobile. We had a very interesting honeymoon that consisted of driving across country to Menlo Park, where Rudy was in graduate school. Our vehicle was Rudy's Austin Healey sports car, about 3.5 feet high. I had one small suitcase in the trunk, one under my feet in the passenger side, no air conditioning, no headroom. Crossing Texas was forever and hot as hell in September. I was almost ready for divorce. Arriving in Menlo Park, we secured a one-bedroom apartment, and I got a job working for the Stickney Hickory House restaurant chain, working the front desk and doing accounts receivable bookkeeping. I really liked my job, except comments from salespeople about my Southern accent. I really never knew I had that much of a Southern accent, because I talked like everyone else from Alabama. Well, that was not pleasing to me, so I started watching my diction very closely. By the next summer, at a party in Tulsa, Rudy's hometown, one of the professors asked what part of London I was from. Okay, success, back off. 2 years and back to New Orleans for Rudy to work at NASA and decided to start our family. Renee was born there. We arrived just in time to experience Hurricane Betsy, Category 4. No power, no gas, contaminated water. So I flew out with baby Renee to Mobile until services were back on in about a month. Then, 2 years, cross country again to Livermore for Rudy's job at LLNL, and another child, Jennifer, was born. I was a stay-at-home mom until the girls entered school. I did a lot of community work with the Livermore Junior Women's Club. I decided I needed a profession, so I went back to school for 3 years to become a dental hygienist. I worked for a Livermore dentist for 12 years. I got the real estate bug and received my license in 1980. I had 2 jobs for most of the 12 years, working real estate on my off days from dental hygiene and weekends with clients. I did a lot of juggling at that time. Finally, in 1987, I said goodbye to hygiene work and hello full-time real estate. Worked to get my broker's license and have stayed with the same company, Coldwell Banker, since 1986. Both my girls are successful in their lives. Jennifer is the CFO for an airline industry company, and Renee is a horse trainer and works at Golden Gate Field. I have 7 lovely granddaughters. 6 are adults, 1 still in high school, 2 are in the medical field and RN, and 1 in first-year medical school. I'm so proud of all of them and was so blessed watching them grow up and interact with one another. Rudy has been retired since 1999 and thoroughly enjoyed his retirement with tennis, golf, bridge, and lending me a hand running errands to my business. How did I get into Rotary? Well, Ben Hastings and Ed Lundstrom were agents in my office, both former Rotarian presidents. They were very persistent that I needed to join Rotary. So I agreed to attend a few meetings to see if Rotary was a match. And it worked out. It was a match. I joined in 1995 with 2 mentors, Ben and Ed. It fit what was missing in my life as I wanted an organization that gave back to the community and the world. It is also a great club where you can make new and lasting friendships. I value my Rotary membership and have learned so much and participated in most of the club projects and activities over the years. I especially enjoy our grants committee work as it makes such a difference for our teachers and our students as well as our community. One other little thing, my older brother is going to be 86 on the 10th. He's still working full-time, head of his legal firm based in New Orleans and Houston, and I'm determined not to follow in his footsteps. So I think that's it. So I hope that gave you a little bit of information about me. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mary Ann. And it's obvious you've used your vast experience and all of your multitasking and working multiple jobs as you're sharing those skill sets with Rotary. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
And next then, we'll go back to I'll let Alan go back to our screen sharing.
It should be in screen sharing. As far as I can tell, we are sharing screen.
Oh, maybe I'm just not seeing it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
All
up.
right. So it's me then. Okay, so as you will recall that, and many of you probably read in the Independent and the email that was sent to everybody in the club, our former Rotarian and police chief, Ron Scott, passed away in December. So let's just take a moment to have a moment of silence for Ron. I think Ron gave a lot to our community, and we extend our condolences to his family and friends and everyone whose lives he touched. And you will recall at our last meeting, we did kind of a virtual passing the hat for Rancy, who was one of John Shirley's caregivers, and just a thanks from John and Jean for everybody who supported her. Rancy was able to make her rent payments, and so between your generosity and yes, she did receive a stimulus check as well. So Jean wanted to extend those thanks and share the photo of John. And then coming up next week, we will, just as Mary Ann said, she continues to chair our club grants committee, and we will hear about our winter grant recipients. And then I also just want to draw your attention. I hope that all of you saw the article in this week's Independent with the photo about the gift bags in lieu of the children's holiday party. We did through the Rotarian Foundation of Livermore, which is supported by both of the clubs in Livermore. We did gift bags for the children involved with CAPE. So we shared those photos, and then you were able to see the photo in the Independent if you haven't seen it. And this week, I'd like to invite Gowd to introduce our speaker. And then with that, just so that you all are prepared for this in advance, we're going to have a couple poll questions throughout the presentation. And remember that those will be just an opportunity. It'll show up on your screen. Just use your mouse to hover over and select your answer. All of the answers to the poll will be kept anonymous and aren't being recorded, but it's an opportunity for the speaker to understand the audience and for us to learn some more as we go through. So Gowd, I'd like to invite you to unmute yourself and do the introduction.
Thank you, Carolyn. Good afternoon, everybody. President Carolyn, fellow Rotarians and guests. I am pleased to introduce the speaker of today's program and the Heartful Institute. Sudarshan Navalapakam is a professional structural engineer and enjoys working with diverse multidisciplinary teams to design and construct earthquake-safe buildings. He lives in Fremont with his family and loves to slow things down. Sudarshan has been practicing meditation for over 23 years and is a trainer of Heartful Meditation. He volunteers with the Heartfulness Institute, a 501c3 nonprofit organization whose mission is to help people discover the benefits of meditation and integrate meditation into their lives through simple daily practices. He has conducted meditation workshops for several Bay Area schools, hospitals, corporations, and community organizations. Sudarshan started the Heartfulness meditation practice in his graduate school. He experienced firsthand how meditation helps us regulate the mind, connect with the heart, and tap into the well, springs deep within ourselves. How the source of all the peace, solace, strength, and guidance we seek lies within ourselves, in our own hearts. Since then, meditation has become an anchor and integral part of his life. Heartfulness Institute is a non-religious spiritual organization. Over 4 million individuals from all walks of life and ages in 160 countries practice heartfulness meditation. There are over 13,000 trainers in 132 countries. In January 2020, when we were in India, my wife, by the way, she's here, I didn't introduce, Chandrakala, and I were fortunate to attend inauguration of world's largest meditation center near Hyderabad. It's called Kana Shantivanam, headquarters of Heartfulness Institute. The meditation center occupies 30 acres on a campus that spreads across 1,400 acres. The meditation center holds 100,000 people to practice meditation at a time. Following our visit, I have been practicing heartfulness meditation more regularly. With that, please welcome Sudarshan to tell us more about heartfulness meditation and its benefits. Sudarshan.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gaud Vemula, for your kind introduction there. It's a joy and an honor to be here with all of you today. Maybe I can start by sharing my screen here. You should all be able to see my screen now. Are you able to do that?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you.
And just let us know when you would like your polling to start.
Okay, okay, sure. Yeah, thank you. I'll let you know. Jeff, is that you? Who'll be?
That is correct, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thanks.
No worries.
Yeah, I've been attending the last 20 minutes of your meeting here today, and I'm just amazed at how smooth and professional this setup is. And hopefully we'll all be able to meet in person one day. I'm really glad to be here and to see you all with your videos. So it makes it a little bit more personal. Thank you once again for inviting us from the Heartfulness Institute to be here with you. And Happy New Year to all of you. I'm sure all of us are hoping for 2021 to bring us a lot of new things, and may the new year ahead be filled with love, hope, and kindness for ourselves and for all. The topic given to me today is to speak about the benefits of meditation. And to me, meditation really means becoming the best version of myself. And, just so that I can understand, what your experience is with meditation and how you've been coping with things this past year, which has been very difficult for us. We'd like to, just get started with a short Zoom poll here. Jeff, if you could get us started off. This will have basically 3 very simple questions. So please take your time, maybe a minute or so to answer these questions. I'll read them out for you. The first question is, how are we coping with this pandemic? On a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being the worst and 5 being the best, just choose one of the choices that applies best to you.
Is that poll coming through to anybody? I can't tell from my screen as the host.
Yeah, I got
The
twice.
first question came through again. I think we're probably ready for the second question.
Oh, okay. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, okay, there you go. You got it?
Okay.
Okay, yep.
So, wow, we are a pretty positive group out here. We're all trying to make the best of our situations. That's wonderful. We've all been in this boat together. So let's move on to the next question. What activities help you recharge and rejuvenate yourself? You can pick any of the choices that apply here. That's interesting, So it's, as we go through with this presentation, you'll find that, meditation is not different from any of these things, honestly. It helps us get out of our heads, if you will, and connect with what is universal in all of us, and connect with something bigger. And that's the idea here. It's wonderful. All of us have something that allows us to recharge and rejuvenate. Jeff, could you take us to the third question? What is your background with meditation? Are you a beginner, a seasoned meditator, or have you never meditated before? Okay, nice. We have about 20% of the people who've meditated or who meditate regularly, it seems. About a third who have never meditated before. But, you'll be meditating today. So looking forward to meditating with you today, because there's going to be a practical session that's part of our time here together. So, I mean, on the first question, I did see that some people were a bit anxious and worried, which is normal. And honestly, all of us do go through these phases. And, you know, me personally, I've been through all of these over the past 12 months. So it's, you know, we go through the ups and downs of life, and that's what life is about. So how does meditation help us? You know, let's see what we really mean by meditation. And maybe let's start by looking at our present day hectic lives. You know, we're generally much too busy. And, you know, today with everything just a click away and smart devices at our fingertips, our minds are running away even faster than before, right? So even when we are sitting still, our mind is still running away. We often forget to even stop and rest. And I sometimes wonder if, you know, we're becoming more human doings rather than human beings. And, you know, in that context, meditation is essentially bringing the mind to rest on a single thing, bringing the mind to a still. It's essentially like a mental nap. It allows you to rest and repose and to rejuvenate ourselves. So it's about going beyond mental chatter and taking a dip in the ocean of subconsciousness. You know, it helps us regulate the mind, and it helps us connect with our vast inner resources and allows us to be guided and inspired from within. Now, you may ask, what are the benefits of a still mind? First, it helps us center ourselves and become rooted deep within ourselves. Now, that helps us become aligned and integrated within, brings pause and space into our lives. Right? That gives us self-awareness, perspective. It helps us respond with poise rather than just react impulsively to the surprises that life throws at us. You know, we accept ourselves, we accept others, and allow ourselves to be healed by love and compassion. Essentially, that's what I think is really becoming the best version of ourselves. Today, you'll have a chance to meditate. We will all meditate together, so you can get a chance to experience it for yourself. After all, it is something to be experienced and validated in your own experience. It really doesn't matter, you know, how much ever I or anybody else who meditates may talk about it. The proof of the pudding is always in the eating, isn't it? Before we dive into the practical session today, let me share a quick word about our organization, the Heartfulness Institute. Gaud mentioned about his experience meditating with 100,000 people at our headquarters in India. We are a global nonprofit organization. We are present in more than 160 countries around the world. And the Heartfulness movement has touched millions of people throughout the world. And as he mentioned, our mission is to help people integrate meditation into their lives. Here's a short video about the Heartfulness Institute and what we do.
In a world full of chaos, stress, and anxiety, we all need a moment.
Is the voice coming through from the computer, Jeff? Okay, great. Thank you.
Of peace. A moment moment when we let go of all worries. A moment that charges us to take on life's challenges. A moment when we plunge within ourselves and come out refreshed. A moment of simplicity. A moment of happiness. The source of real happiness lies within each of us, in our hearts. We just need to learn to connect with it.
Our entire life is led by feelings and inspirations. And that is the role of the heart. And when we manage to listen to the feelings and capture the inspirations that comes from within, I think we can master our life by listening to heart again and again.
Heartfulness meditation is a form of Raja Yoga that teaches us how to connect to our heart. As one learns how to meditate deeply, letting go of all mental complexities and tuning into the heart, a sense of inner balance and calmness begins to prevail.
The whole exercise of fine-tuning the heart with the mind is through this meditation on the heart. That's why we call this process heartfulness meditation.
This simple yet effective system has been prevalent for more than 100 years. Today, it is followed by over 1 million people across 120 countries. Thousands of meditation, retreat, and research facilities serve as centers where individuals from all walks of life, diverse nationalities, different religious backgrounds, various social and economic circumstances come together, transcending boundaries in an atmosphere of love, trust, and brotherhood. With a significant online presence, the Heartfulness app, YouTube channel, Heartfulness magazine, and a rich body of literature makes the practice easily available to seekers. The Heartfulness Institute is a nonprofit organization that brings the Heartfulness meditation and relaxation methods to individuals, corporations, universities, schools, and communities. Thousands of volunteers and more than 6,000 certified trainers around the globe allow the services of the Institute to reach individuals totally free of charge. The vision of the Founding Fathers has been to create a society that is heart-centered, loving, and compassionate. Change in society can happen only through a change in each individual. Heartfulness is both an individual practice as well as a unifying movement.
So let's talk about why people meditate. Personally, it's been a joy and a blessing for me to have a meditation practice in my life. it's been an anchor in my life and nourishes me deeply from within. And for me, it means primarily to connect deeply within myself and be nourished by the well springs within. And whatever I need, I feel I can receive from inside when I tap into the infinite resources really that are within us. And let's hear what a few others feel about why they meditate.
I meditate because I was deeply unhappy for a few years, despite having everything that anyone would ever say that you needed. I had a happy family, I had a very good husband, a good work life, but there was something missing within me that I felt I hadn't found. I decided that the best way forward was to try to find some means to access something within myself. And I was fortunate enough to find meditation, which has been wonderful.
I meditate because it makes me happy, and also it's like a direct connection to who I really am without any learned behaviors or patterns. I would miss it if I wouldn't have it.
Meditation on the heart taught me to feel the heart more than anything else and surrender to the reality inside. Instead of getting caught in the creation of humanity, it's a blessing to be able to feel your own reality, which is the heart.
It's a pull from inside to meditate and connect to myself and know myself more better.
I started off by looking at the mirror at one age, and I said to myself, there has to be something else than this what I see outside.
Always I wanted to see who am I, that is, what is there in myself. So who am I and what is there in myself? So I thought that meditation is a tool which I can use.
Well, I start meditation because I want to find peace in me. I knew that there is something to help me with it, and I love the way you have to do it every day, and I liked it because I like to be organized.
And try and move away from the mind way of thinking and try and perceive things with my heart.
I meditate because it calms me down. It brings me alive to myself. I can introspect myself, know myself better, and I feel like myself at peace.
I like it when meditation happens. It's because the way I am in a much more profound way than I am usually.
So with that brief introduction, let's all meditate together. Are you ready to meditate for about 10 minutes or so? So let's first check in with ourselves, see how we're feeling. Are you feeling relaxed, or balanced, or happy as it is? Or maybe some of us are a little bit stressed, anxious, restless. Maybe some of us have a lot on our minds. It's okay. These are part of the the crests and troughs of our life. And so there's just a check-in to see how we are doing right now. Okay, some of us relax, some of us have a lot on our minds, who doesn't? That's the job of our mind, is it not, to stay busy and to keep thinking. But we all need some rest as well. We need to be able to put the mind to rest at some time and tap in. So let's get started, and I'll walk you through the heartfulness relaxation and meditation. We'll just sit comfortably wherever you are, and let's take this opportunity to gift this time fully to ourselves, to be fully present. Sit comfortably, and hopefully you're in a quiet place where you won't be disturbed for the next 10 minutes. And if you have a phone near you that could ring, maybe you just want to put it on silent. And let's meditate and see how it feels like. Okay? Close your eyes very gently. Let's start by relaxing ourselves. Move your toes back and forth and feel them getting more relaxed than ever before. Allow the healing energy from Mother Earth to rise up through your feet, helping you relax your feet. Your ankles, your calf muscles, the knees, the thighs, your legs are completely relaxed. Now allow this healing energy to rise up through your feet, deeply relaxing your hips, the stomach and the waist region. Let it flow into your back, relaxing the upper back, the lower back, the entire back is completely relaxed. Now let this energy flow into your chest. Let any tightness, tension you're holding there go. Just let it all go. Take a deep breath. Let go. Let your shoulders relax and become really light, almost melting away. Now allow this energy to flow into your arms, relaxing your upper arms, the elbows, the forearms, the wrists, and each and every muscle in your hands, all the way up to your fingertips. Let any tension, any emotional influences you're carrying with you, let it all just melt away through your fingertips. Let everything go. Now let's move our attention to our neck. Allow it to sit loose and light. Allow this healing energy to flow into your face, your jaws, the chin, the mouth, cheeks, the earlobes, nose, the eyes, the forehead, each and every muscle in our face, all the way up to the top of our head, is completely relaxed. Your entire body, from top to toe, is completely relaxed. Scan your body once, and if there's any particular part that needs a little bit more attention, give it some attention and let it relax. Now relax your mind. Let any thoughts or tension just melt away from your system. Let all tension, anxiety, just melt away through your fingertips. Now relax into your heart. And rest there, enjoying the calm and the silence within. The source of light is already present in our hearts and is attracting us inward. Just allow yourself to be immersed in it. Just tune in and lose yourself in it. Be open to any experience you may have. Be totally relaxed. Let there be no stress, no strain. Don't try to focus or concentrate too hard. Just sit back. And allow yourself to be immersed in the light and love in your heart. If your mind wanders, or if there are any thoughts, that's totally fine. Just don't give them any attention. You'll find that if you don't give these thoughts any attention, they'll stop bothering you. If your mind wanders, if you notice it wandering, bring it back to rest on the heart again, on the idea of the source of light in your heart, attracting you inward, and just tune in and lose yourself in it. We'll meditate like this for a few more minutes, and I'll say that's all when we end. That is all. Keep your eyes closed and see how it feels inside. How does your body feel now? How's your mental activity? How are you feeling? Jeff, could we run the poll to end it? How are you feeling now? How's your experience meditating? Great. Seems like most of you felt peaceful and relaxed. Some of you didn't see any change. That's totally fine. Thank you for the opportunity to be here with you today and meditate together. You can reach out to us. We have an app called Hearts app. It's a free app to help you go through the guided relaxation meditation and a few of the other techniques that we offer. And you can always email us at bayarea.ca@heartfulness.org. And, we have several programs and workshops that we conduct for schools and universities, corporates, hospitals, senior living centers, community centers. If you'd like to have some of these programs in your schools or communities, please let us know. And we have several ongoing programs. And thank you so much for your time today. I think I've taken up our entire time and not left enough time for questions and answers. But I'll be more than happy to stay back if any of you have any questions after your meeting ends.
Thank you very much. Thank you for all joining us today. I think that 10 minutes of relaxation was especially critical today. So I ask, these are very unsettled times, as we acknowledge at the beginning with everything that's happening in Washington, D.C. So spend some time to reach out to each other and connect with other people. So this will conclude our another meeting of the Rotary Club of Livermore.